fabulous show.
Alaska.
I heartbeat Alaska.
It's heartbeat. Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian, and the Eskimo. It's the Aleut, the Indian, and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Heartbeat Alaska Native News and Information. I'm Jeannie Green. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of Preserving a Culture, thanks to Doyon Foundation and Association of Interior Native Educators, who shared this video with the viewers of Heartbeat Alaska. That's an Alaska Native tradition, really, sharing. And the Athabascan elders in this video share their way of life. Here's part 2 of Preserving a Culture.
Fish skin patterning, or looking at different kinds of fish skin, and because you know we do a lot of science with them, the senses, the 5 senses.
After the fish are smoked, they are ready for eating. For fish skin boots, they are ready for scraping. It is important in this step to scrape the skin as clean as possible, then dry the skin again to be ready for additional scraping, tanning, and finally sewing. Each teacher takes a turn in preparing their own fish.
There's salmon just right alongside the fish with that one right in the bottom.
Now next time I look at these things in the museum, what it takes.
You know, the texture, how it feels, and what it looks like, and maybe have samples of different fish skins, hand beforehand, and we could even put this into a kit that we have on fish, hand it beforehand and show them the fish skin.
I think we're moving down when they put up those other tents.
Bye.
And use biscuit for that sourdough. Yeah.
Like even in our, yeah, we had no lard. If we ran out of lard.
Like last summer, my husband, his neck got irritated from the sun plus off.
They used to get those from different
Virginia!
Scrape around. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And how long do the boots last?
To scrape all the oil out of it. You gotta have some for the boots, for the... Carl, you want to try? Show this way.
You don't have one of these, what could you use?
Scraper, look, or you could use a dull Indian knife.
Back.
Well, what surprised me with that tanning process too is, you know, usually with tanning you have to put something on the
kind
tent,
of, yeah,
you know, and
pure.
let it sit, and, you know, it was just like scrape it and work it, and we're done.
So that's, you know, something we need for our kids. Fish skin.
After scraping and softening the salmon skin, it is ready to be cut into 4 pieces, 2 different patterns. Then the sewing begins.
And you guys could make your Make little baby's boots what you'll bring home.
When you rub this, you only go this way?
No, anyway.
Anyway?
Any way you want.
Thanks, Mama.
I made what's a baby boots this winter. They'll sell them. I don't think I even saw the one end, but maybe I'll have them away.
Found out easy way to make baby's boots too last year. They have these leather punctures. So I used to tie.
Like this Paulina, in fact. Yeah? The bottom and the top. Goodbye, my sonny. Hey, yo, hey,
Just
yo.
Sherry when you start singing.
Goodbye, my sonny. Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey.
Yes, that's all, yeah.
This one? No, this one. I think they could make 2 pairs out of this one, for babies.
That's right.
Right here. A raincoat.
After we go to Cairo, tan tool.
Yeah, we still got tanning to do too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm catching
Yeah,
that
they
fish.
do. It doesn't matter.
You're not catching that fish.
Well, the scales
Oh,
are
they
going
got locked one
down.
time. And
That's the way we're supposed to make the fish boots. Line it.
Just imagine the first baby once
Cloth material is cut out to be sewn to the skin to insulate the boot.
Beasley.
Because we're grandparents.
Well, that's all right.
Me and Mr. Beasley have a granddaughter to raise.
Oh, there's no answer for that because you see there's still adoption.
They're still what?
Adoption. So there's no nose. There's no yes. You're never stuck.
Right. You don't want to have big.
I always thought it took the greatest of talent for people to sew. And to, yesterday when we were working with it, I thought, boy, once you start rubbing it, it's going to crackle and tear and everything.
Yeah.
I was amazed at it. And once we started sewing, it was just like, this was just like skin sewing. It's like, sewing boots on moose hide. That really amazed me because I always thought that they had to be so careful, because it was very delicate, tearing material. That was an awakening for me. I was glad to see that because I used to be totally amazed with Grace Holmberg in the graphic. She does a lot with fish skins. She does a lot of fish skin sewing, and I always looked at her in amazement, like, this really took a lot of talent. And I was always impressed with her. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
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 The final steps involve sewing the leather sole and leather top to the salmon skin sides. The teachers decided that a field trip to John and Luana's cabin on the Caillou was in order.
That I noticed, is when you look at the banks, now you can't quite do this in the Yukon River, but when you get in the smaller river, because we have rivers like that in Chumana, where your banks come down, this is cut bank over here, and then you look at this bank here, and sometimes they're like this, and then sometimes they're like this, and you know that angle is going to continue right down into the water. So you can tell about what the slope is.
My grandpa, he heated his house with a Toyo stove, and I don't think there's nothing better. It's very easy to operate. You can program it where you can go to work for the day, come back, and have your Toyo kick on before you get home, start heating your house for you. It's very, very cold out there sometimes, and I know that this year in the Iditarod I'm going to be thinking about my Toyo stove.
The Toyo stove, heating Alaska for generations.
I work for ConocoPhillips. My husband and I were lucky enough to go to college here to find careers and raise our family here. I'm excited about the gas pipeline. I think it's going to provide jobs for my children. I'm hoping that it'll allow them to stay here in Alaska. I'm concerned that this tax is going to slow down the gas pipeline. It will keep new companies from coming in and keep the companies that are here today from developing and doing new projects in the future. I think this tax is going to hurt regular Alaskans. It's going to impact all of us.
Hello, it's Indian's Kitchen. May I take your order?
You guys want a pizza?
Yeah!
Okay. This dough is made fresh every day. This is something that I enjoy. Just dealing with people and getting to know them and seeing them leave here happy. This is a real spicy Philly right there. It's called a Mexican Philly. Here's your pizza.
What's in it?
Reindeer sausage.
Fast, free delivery. Pizza, subs, and Phillies.
The native elders at this camp grew up in Nulato, Alaska, on the Yukon and Caillou River. The Caillou holds tender memories for Paulina and the other elders, whose lives and friendships began here. Not too far away from the cabin lies one of the few places you can find fields of salmon berries, a key ingredient for fish ice cream. So together, the elders and teachers travel to find salmon berries to add to the ice cream they will make when they return to camp.
used to do is, well, my mom made us, brought them home and you had to clean them and let them, you left it out and let it ripe, and then she jarred them and made fruit out of it.
Those those that are not ripe yet, if you leave them like a day, those leaves will come out.
Yeah,
and
makes it easier.
Just grab it.
The middle part is the pistil and the
stamen.
Stamen.
Like this. It's ripe right there.
Fish ice cream today is a delicacy not prepared much anymore by the locals. But Rita, one of the elders, has been around long enough to know exactly what ingredients to use and what makes a perfect batch of fish ice cream.
Let me see if it's sweet enough. Go ahead.
Did you tie in any subsistence uses?
Yeah. How to put it in for with the words in there, you know.
I think the Nupiat group has something going like that, except they're not labeling different parts of animals, they're just using the language and naming different things.
Yeah.
During their stay at the camp, the elders and teachers received a visit from the Navajo Indians from New Mexico. They discussed culture, language, and opinions of education.
Push a button or something,
Yeah.
and get on the word, and then it'll tell you how to say it in Athabascan. That would be really cool.
That's exactly what I did, but it was all in English.
Yeah, Sean,
that would be powerful. Yeah. Okay. That is maybe.
Language became an intriguing topic to both groups during the visit because of the similarities of some words.
The places I used to know are now so overgrown, you know, with the trees, and I don't know where I'm at, you know, and he was sitting right by me and telling me that the sound of the motor on, you know, then I just hear him, so I just write those places down in my native language.
You see how they patched it up?
Yeah, I saw that.
And the ends will come out evenly when you start skinning them. I just skin them with my thumb. I don't like too much spice.
Rita demonstrates the beginning steps of softening moose hide for the teachers and the Navajo visitors.
This is what you call gadella. Tanning skins. No.
It has to be for the fabric.
Hide soap with no...
Oh, laundry or soap.
No bleach. Yeah, bleach will get the fur off.
So
You could make children's mittens.
This is all.
Yeah, that's
After soap is added to soften the skin, and the skin is wrapped up for the first time, Rita makes a mix to soften the moose ears even more. First, some grease is melted. Then, a sourdough mix is poured in with the melted grease. After stirring the mix together, it is rubbed into the moose hide. Then wrapped up one more time to sit for a day before it is soft enough to sew. At the end of their visit, the Navajos participated with the elders and teachers in tanning skins, and also learned the trade of sewing salmon skin. At the close of the Elders Camp in Nulato, the teachers commit to share their learned lessons with the students in Alaska. With their education and awareness, it is their desire that everyone who learns about the cultural traditions of the Athabascans respect them enough to pass them on to the next generation.
It got me more interested in listening to my elders, trying to learn my language, and preserving the culture. So hopefully I could pass all the stuff I know onto my son.
Tomorrow we're hearing some different stories.
If you'd like to purchase a copy of Preserving a Culture, please contact the Association of Interior Native Educators and Doyon Foundation. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Jeannie Green. God bless you. We'll see you again next week.